Welcome, everybody. This is Dax Lewis. I'm here with Thomas Noble and Ty White. We're going to do the first ever SFC end of year awards show. Thomas is going to start us off with the what's the category, Thomas?
Best trash talker.
All right, let's get it going.
I'm not gonna say this. I'm not gonna say this again here, but here are the nominees: Brett Bartles from Apex, Dan Gleesack from Apex, Tiny Dennis from Bash Boys Gym, Mason Stonewall from Apex, and Terry Riggins out of Yacht Club. And and your winner for best trash talker is Mason Stonewall from Apex.
Yeah, Mason had 23 votes. He won by a total of one vote with 26% of the votes. Apex has a long history of being kind of the bad guy in the SFC. I'm not really surprised to see three Apex members on this list, and I'm not surprised that Mason won it.
Is that something really to be proud of as an Apex member that you have 3 of the 5 nominees in the best trash talking?
I mean, it just means that, like, we can back it up. Like, if you talk trash and you can't back it up, nobody pays any attention. So the fact that there's 3 guys on this list from Apex is just a testament to the success that our team has had.
All right, and who is the next awardee?
The next award is most exciting. Now, what this means is a fighter that is totally exciting and shocking to see by their performance and their athleticism. And your nominees for most exciting are Mason Stonewall from Apex, Susana Garcia for the Immortals, Lily Denaya from
She's Apex.
yeah, Apex. I'm looking at her at the results right now. Brett Bartles from Apex, Daniel Johnson from Lion's Den, Syntax Error from Dojo, and Vladislav Tretiak out of Omega. And and your winner for most exciting goes to Syntax Error from Dojo.
Now, Sin had 31 votes. The next closest person was Mason with only 20 votes. It was kind of a shock for me personally to see the disparity in the voting there. Sin, I can't argue with it though, because Sin, all right, everybody knows Sin didn't upgrade a whole lot. Or he didn't, spend a lot of money on his character, and it was just killing everybody. He was winning all the time. So I can see how people would say he's the most exciting, most definitely.
Yeah, I was pretty stoked about that results too. I personally voted for Susana Garcia. I thought that maybe a woman fighter would take it because we have been the more interesting fighters. Besides the welterweights, I know a lot of people can probably argue about that. But out of these choices, I probably would have picked a woman fighter. Like you said before, Error. I mean, we came to expect that he was going to win. He went on like these long winning streaks. He holds the record. It was, to me, it was kind of a expected win for him, so I wasn't too excited to see him. But to each his own. That's how the votes came out. Congratulations to Error.
Yeah, I mean, Syntax Error has a very impressive career out of him here. He has the record for the longest reigning title reign in his career, which is in the SFC, which is 6 fight months, which breaks the record out of Tony Hall with 5 fight months. Which Sin is really is a really good heavyweight champion to my opinion here.
And I will say this, Sin as a former Apex member, of course we were sad to see him go, but he went to another really strong gym. Dojo is top notch in every regard. and he's had some decent success there. And I know, I think he's pretty low on the rankings right now, but I'm confident that he'll get that turned around and get back on the winning streak.
Yeah, like you said about he's with Dojo. Like Dojo is a top 5 best team in the SFC. If Sin makes Dojo good, then it could rise up. If they get more wins in this, then I think Dojo could be like around top 4, top 3 best. I don't know for sure here, but we'll see what happens.
All right, moving on.
All right. Your next nominee is Rising Star. And this will go to a sophomore. It's a more like a sophomore award. This is a college thing, but it's not. So your nominees for Rising Star of the Year are Cheat Off from Yacht Club High Tide, Kayla King from Omega, Lily Denaya from Apex, Tony Boomba from Dojo, Jonathan Mack from Quest, and Susana Garcia from the Immortals. And your winner for Rising Star belongs to Cheetah from Yacht Club.
Now, I voted for Cheat, and I really thought that Cheat was the really the only one on this list that stood out. He's beaten everybody. I mean, that the first or when we did charity fights back in the day. All right, so Cheat beat everybody and just shocked the world. So I'm not shocked at all to see Cheat winning this award. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have no argument there. I voted for Cheat also. And like you said, during those charity fights, he was fighting heavyweights, he was fighting middleweights, and just making his way up there. Matter of fact, my fighter as a middleweight was one of the people he beat, and he's a little aggressive, little short dude. Definitely a great rising star selection here, and really congrats to him. I didn't pick Jonathan Mack. He wasn't on Team Quest when I was doing the voting, but he's definitely one of those other rising stars too that looks pretty decent. But definitely congrats to Cheat.
And shout out to everybody on the list, honestly. I mean, you don't make that list for no reason. Let's be honest.
I agree with that, Dex, but I'm going to give kudos to Cheat because one, yeah, like you said, Ty, he just beat a middleweight, he beat heavyweight, and two, he's 5'6", and he beats opponents that is like twice his goddamn size. That is the biggest improvement out of his young career out of Cheat, no doubt.
All right, moving on is
Okay, the next award is Most Improved. Now, this just entails is if a fighter comes back from a losing streak or stuck in the bottom of the list in the undercard and come back again. That's what I think. So your nominees for most improved fighter are Daniel Johnson out of Lions Den Fighting Club, Lincoln Kingseed out of Dojo. Um, yeah, I'm on the list. My Thomas Noble, which is me from Omega, Ty White for Quest, and Michael out of LCA and now from Low Wolves. And your winner for most improved fighter belongs to Lincoln Kingseed out of Dojo.
Lincoln very much deserves this award. As a heavyweight, he was losing, like, I think he lost 4 or 5 fights in a row. And
Yeah, somewhere like that, yes.
and since he's moved down to welterweight, he's been on a tear. I mean, of course, he changed his appearance, which was shocking, and as his only loss so far has been to Mason Stonewall, who's the champion. So, congratulations to Lincoln. I also think Noble had a good shot at it. Ty White, absolutely, who had the longest losing streak, I think, before Tony Hall. moved down to women's bantamweight when we opened the division, won the title in impressive fashion. I mean, there's a lot of good candidates on this list, but Lincoln very much deserves it.
Yeah, Lincoln.
Well, I'm gonna go to a little bit opposite of that. No doubt Lincoln has an impressive fighting career. Personally, I thought Daniel Johnson should probably have won this award. This dude pretty much was gonna give up on his fighter. I mean, he was sucking so bad, and all of a sudden, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna change a few things, and it worked out for him. He rose through the rankings all the way, literally from the bottom to the top, like the definition of the most improved fighter. I thought that this award should go to him because he's been in his same rank class or his same weight class. He literally made his way up from the bottom to the top. But I mean, the league
That's a
said
good argument.
Lincoln Kingsley, so. But
Yeah,
definitely some really great nominees in this section. Like this is probably one of the better awards and sections with people in it that really deserved it. So congrats to Lincoln though, and good luck for next season.
yeah. Congrats to Lincoln. I thought that it was a close race between me and him because, yeah, Lincoln just not even good at the heavyweight side, but when he moved to uh welterweight, he's been on the terror, and he just changed his look as the devil of this division. So, I mean, yeah, but he's a very good fighter. I'm looking forward to see Lincoln winning that welterweight championship in year 2. I don't know when, but we'll see the devil with the championship. But personally, for me, I thought like. Let me tell you something about me here. I was stuck in the. I was in a 4-match losing streak. I was stuck in the undercard. But until that, I just outgrabbed my fighter. I just moved back to the top 10, beating I think, yeah, before I lose to after I lost to Harrell, I think I beat Schieffer, and then I beat William, my teammate, and then I beat Gracie. Made it to the contendership match. I lost to Michaels, and then I beat Harrison 9-second knockout.
Yeah, I mean, there's not. I don't think there's a wrong choice on this list for anybody. Me personally, I thought that the body change that Lincoln made, and the fact that he, as soon as he switched weights, it was like a completely different fighter, which it was, and I just think that really stood out. That's why I voted for Lincoln.
Yes, same here. I think so. All right, on to the next award, which we're going to start from the bottom. We're going to begin.
Uh-oh, did we lose Thomas?
We sure did. But we were going to start at the bottom with the women's best women fighter. So I probably should announce that one anyway, since I'm a woman fighter. And
Sure,
our
go ahead.
nominees for that were Miss Lily D. Nanya. Is that how you say her last name?
I would pronounce it Denia.
Naya.
Yeah, Lily Denia.
Emily Kirch, Suzanne Garcia, AJ Stryker, Ty White, Kayla King, Jenny Ingram, and Summer Barnes. Pretty much the entire women's division is on this list. And the winner, of course, was myself, Ty White. I personally did not even vote for myself. I voted for Suzanne Garcia. I feel like she can handle me pretty well, and she's actually got the title right now.
Yeah, I voted for you because of the almost the same reasoning that you were on the most improved fighter list. It was the change in the character from one weight to the next that really made the difference for me. That's why I voted for you. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thomas, are you back?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but Skype has been a goddamn nuisance to me here.
Well, it's your turn to go back to the best fighter for the lightweight.
Women's banter. You only did women's bantamweights.
Yes, we did that.
Okay, then I was gonna announce the nominees, but God, never mind. All right, for the lightweights, your nominees are, if I could get the paper out, you got Ethan King for Omega, Chase Earl from Quest, AJ Barnes for Omega, Sean Hurlson, Dax Lewis of Apex, Dud Day out of Bash Boys Gym, and Jay Jones out of the Reapers. And the winner for best lightweight goes to Ethan King out of Omega.
I mean, he's the champ. What else can you say? He's dominated everybody. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
As a lightweight fighter, I can't. I wasn't able to beat him, so like he most definitely deserves the best lightweight award. Congratulations.
yeah, in this category, you really kind of had no choice but to vote for Ethan King. He's definitely made his way up and became the champion. Not many people can even beat him. Um, Dax came in second place. He definitely is one of the better fighters, I think. But it was just really hard to choose him because he hasn't won the championship there. So I think that's what a lot of people seen and why Ethan won that. But congrats.
Yep. The kudos to my Omega buddy. I've been picked him out since the lightweight division's been called. So I pick up both AJ Bart and Ethan King. So King is the only lightweight that impresses me the most since the tournament. Then since he made Chase Earl a one-and-done champion, and since he got the lightweight title, nobody else can beat him. But until there's the best challenge out of Dax, so I'm just gonna say this here: Dax did a good job finding out King, but in the end, Ethan King just came out victorious and he won this award.
All right, moving on to best welterweight.
All right. So your nominees for best welterweight is going to be a long list. We got Darren Riggins from Yacht Club, Mason Stonewall from Apex, Lincoln Kingseed out of Dojo, Cheatot out of Yacht Club, Dan Gleesack out of Apex, Tiny Dennis from Bash Boys Gym, Tapel Bach the fourth out of Regicide, and I think that and Tyler Jones from Lion's Den. And your winner for best welterweight belongs to Mason Stonewall from Apex.
Yeah, this one Mason won this one kind of going away, 32% of the total vote. I voted for him personally. I mean, he's a long-time champ, even losing to Derek Riggins, but he came right back and won it again. It's hard to argue with results, and he's only outside of tournaments. Mason Stonewall has only lost one fight ever, and he's been here since the beginning.
Yeah, this was like a no-brainer, like who to choose for this one, even though his competition is stiff in the welterweight. But I mean, you cannot argue with greatness, and he definitely deserves to be the best welterweight fighter.
Absolutely. Congratulations to my Apex teammate.
All right, our next category is going to be middleweights.
No, light heavyweight.
No,
Okay,
it should be middleweights, yes.
we're going to start with light heavyweight. So, so your nominees for best light heavyweight are Vladislav Tretiak out of Omega, Mirko Filipovic out of Lion's Den, Nicholas Ignari out of Regicide, Dio Suzuki out of Apex, Spartak Fulkin out of Regicide, Ricky Draw out of Omega, Bastion Curtis out of Immortals, and Andrew Goodell out of Dojo. And your winner is Vladislav Tretiak out of Omega.
And Tretiak here, all right, so Tretiak had 24 votes for 27% of the total vote, but he had nearly double everybody else's votes. And it's the same argument that I made for Mason Stonewall. And like Ty said, you just can't argue with greatness. So he won the light heavyweight tournament to become the champion. He lost it to Mirko Filipovic and then went right back and won it again. I mean, results speak for themselves. He was clearly the top dog in the division, is still clearly the top dog in the division, and very much deserves this award. Congratulations.
Yep, no argument for me.
Yep, another Omega member got the award. I'm very proud of what Tretiak has to put on the table. He has put the food on the table in the light heavyweight division. He has been the greatest light heavyweight to step in the octagon. Even his submissions, I was surprised about. So, yeah, congrats to my Omega teammate.
He does still hold the record for fastest submission.
Yeah, he has the record at 14 seconds, I believe.
Yeah, it was fast.
All right, now to the best middleweight fighter. And your nominees for this one is, if I can find that, here we go. You got Q-Sean Takingo for Quest, Chaz Michaels, Shaw Wheeler out of the Immortals, Winifred Payne, Joseph Harrison, Thomas Noble for Omega, Billy Bones from Lion's Den, and Mateo Gracie out of Apex. And the winner for best middleweight is, by a close vote, Thomas Noble for Omega.
One single vote separated Thomas Noble and Keishon DeKingo. And Thomas, I'm really looking at this list. I'm kind of wondering where Ryan Joseph is at, but the same argument can be made in this division that we made for most improved fighter. Thomas Noble has been in that division since he started. He was stuck in that rut where he was losing a lot, and then he came back and started winning. Now he's in a position where he could be fighting for a title pretty soon. So out of the candidates on this list, Thomas Noble very much deserves the honor.
Yes, I'm gonna have to agree with you, Dax, about the Ryan Joseph nominee. I was really surprised that he did not make this list, because he went on, I believe he started 0-3, went on a 6-game winning streak, something crazy, and rose up to become the number 3 fighter. But it's the same with Q too. I personally did not even vote for Q. I voted for Thomas Noble. I felt like he did make his way up the chain a little bit more. He had a little bit of a struggle too. And Q left, so I definitely voted for Thomas anyway.
Yeah.
But he definitely deserves this award. I was really looking for Ryan Joseph to be on this list. I probably would have voted for him. But definitely congrats to you, Thomas, for making the best fighter in the middleweight.
Yeah, thank you. And I agree for both of you. Joseph should be in this list. Because he was started 0-3, he won a title, and he was at number 3 in the middleweight side. But here's the thing. He just lost few matches. So that's the only thing that I don't know why Joseph is out of this list. But I think until year 2, we'll see if Joseph can progress.
All right, moving on to the heavyweights, the big dog.
Yep, and your nominees for best heavyweights are Dewan Jennings out of Dojo, Daniel Johnson from Lion's Den, Noah Johns for Omega, Raw Masters for Quest, Rock Blazer from Dojo, Tyrone Twinkle Toes Bowie out of Reapers, Syntax Error out of Dojo, Senor Chappelle out of Quest, and Scrappy McBeef out of Dojo. And this one is a no-brainer. Your winner for best heavyweight is syntax error out of dojo.
Yeah, Sin with especially with the a lot of the same points that we made in most exciting fighters. Sin dominated the heavyweights for a long time, even with minimal effort. It seemed, like he didn't do his predictions and only upgraded his fighter using uh, his fight winnings, but he kept winning and kept winning and kept winning, and and that's a testament to his initial build as well as the ineptitude of the other heavyweights to build their fighters to beat him. Now he did eventually get beat, and has kind of slipped down the rankings a little bit, but for what 8-9 weeks out of the 12 that we ran, Sin was at the top, and I voted for him, and I don't disagree with the decision of the league.
Yeah, I definitely voted for him too with those same reasonings. And let's face it, most people cannot even stand in the ring with syntax error for past 2 rounds. So he's definitely a very impressive fighter. We've only seen a few people actually stand the distance with him. One of those people being Daniel Johnson and Noah Johns standing in the fight with him. But I mean, he's definitely a very impressive fighter. I definitely see him coming up the rankings back for his title.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen it a little bit more close between Sin and Daniel. Daniel only got 12% of the votes, so I would have liked to have seen it a little closer, but Sin still deserves it.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so that's all the weight classes, and then we are going to do best overall fighter, which I am not reading this whole list. God damn it. So,
Why not?
okay, I'll just read the whole list. Nominees: Ethan King Omega, Dewan Jennings Dojo, Jared Riggins Yacht Club, Keyshawn to Kingo Quest. Then we got Colin King Omega, Vladislav Tretiak Omega, Susana Garcia Immortals, Chase Earl Quest, Mason Stonewall Apex, Daniel Johnson Lions Den, Chaz Michaels. You got Mirko Filipovic from Lions Den, Lily Denaya from Apex, John Wheeler Immortals, Rob Masters Quest, Noah Johns Omega, AJ Barnes Omega, Ethan King, not Ethan, Lincoln King Seat from Dojo, Nicholas Ignari from the Regicide, Emily Kursich, Winifred Payne, Shay the Cheat On from Yacht Club, Dio Suzuki Apex, Rock Blazer Dojo, Sean Harrelson, Dax Lewis Apex, Joseph Harrison, Spartak Falcon Regicide, Dan Gleesack Apex, Tyrone Twinkle Toes Bowie out of Reapers, and Ty White for Quest.
Wow, that's a list.
Yep, that's a goddamn long list. And at the end, your winner is, it's a tie between Stonewall out of Apex and Ethan King out of Omega.
Yeah, not really surprised about this at all. I think, I mean, I know for a fact I voted for Mason because the record speaks for itself. But Ethan King, since the start of the lightweight division, has been at the top. He lost. Who was the initial champion? Chase Earl.
Yeah, he lost in the tournament to Earl.
He lost the final to Earl, but then beat Earl for the title and has not lost since. So like he's been at the top the entire time. I don't disagree with the fact that he's on this list, best overall fighter. Mason, exactly what we've been talking about. The results speak for themselves. Everybody else is kind of like, but those two guys, very deserving. And I'm not really shocked that it ended in a tie.
Yeah, that was definitely a long, long list, and probably could have been knocked down to like 5 people. But I think it ended up being every single person that was nominated for any kind of award. But definitely congrats to both of them guys, and like Dax and y'all have said that they deserve these awards. These two fighters have been putting on a show for us. Mason, he's just unspeakable good. Like I don't even know who's gonna beat him. But congrats to all these fighters on these awards. And now we'll move on to the final award.
Yep, and we have Fight of the Year, which is a big one. And your nominees are, if we get this the paper flip, we got Tony Hall versus William Thompson, SFC 5. Dax Lewis versus Tiny Dennis, SFC 5. Ethan King versus AJ Barnes, SFC 9. William Thompson versus Thomas Noble, SFC 9. And Rock Blazer versus Daniel Johnson, SFC 10. And I thought the SFC 5 one wins this, but surprisingly, 23% of the votes, your winner is Thompson versus Noble, SFC 9.
All these fights were really good, really good. And as a nominee with Tiny Dennis, our fight went the distance. It was a complete brawl, and I'm very stoked just to be even honored as Fight of the Year, because there's been what, 1,000 fights in the first year.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. If you can even get a nominee for this Fight of the Year is a great honor, because we done had so many fights that it was hard to remember any of these fights. And for you to be nominated, that means people remembered, people watched your fight, people remember how it went down. And, you know, this William Thompson versus Thomas Noble fight was definitely a great fight. These two are buddies. These two are buddies, and you know, I guess that really built up the hype a little bit more, because you just didn't want to see either one of them lose, but somebody had to. And I actually voted for the William Thompson versus Tony Hall fight, because you know, he was the upset. Nobody picked William Thompson except for like 4 people, if I can remember. And Tony Hall was on his 9-game winning streak, and William Thompson came in and took that title from him. So, I mean, these were, like Dax said, these were some great fights this year. And congratulations to William Thompson and Thomas Noble.
Obviously, to be honest, I did the same thing. I picked Tony Hall and William Thompson for a purpose. Upset, nobody picked Thompson, but I was in complete shock when my fight with Thompson won, because what is so important with this? But like you said here, we're me and Thompson are best friend, like good friends, out of Omega, and yeah, neither of us don't want to lose, and including me, because I just came back in the top 10, and there's no reason I need to lose to my own teammate. But I can see why everyone picked 23% of the votes picking my fight with Thompson could win. But personally, I thought Dax and Tiny won this because, like, to be honest, like you said, Dax, it is an all-out brawl, which I kind of enjoy brawls a lot here, but you and Tiny did a fantastic job at SFC 5, so I still thought you should have won that, but even though you're nominated, it's still an honor to see your name and Tiny's in that list.
Absolutely. All right, guys, as the end of the year award show comes to a close, we look forwards to seeing the fights that come up in this next year, talking about the new talent that's coming up. Hopefully some other guys can get on these lists and win some awards next season. I'm excited. I'm already done preparing. I'm getting ready right now to set up fight cards for tomorrow night and get ready to go, man. I'm so excited. Who else is excited? Are you guys
I'm excited, man. Like I can't wait for this next season to start. I think that there's going to be a lot of head-turning fights and a lot of memories made. It was fun making that FFC year 1 in review. This year we're going to try to download every single fight so that we'll have them in our little history locker, and you can go back and watch these fights and just reminisce on some of the old fights. Definitely need to work on people making their clips of their fights and stuff. Really keep track of that, because like when we get to these end of year awards, we're gonna use them. And like we said before, there's over 1,000 fights a year, and we just it'll be helpful for us to know all the fights and everything, so it can really help with these nominees. But definitely congratulations to all the nominees, and congratulations to all the winners, and good luck next fight year.
Yeah, I would say this year. Yeah, congrats to all the nominees and winners for all the work. And most importantly, I would say congratulations to all the rising stars for making an appearance. Even Cheetah, King, Denaya, Boomba, Mac, and Garcia. I'm looking forward to see you guys make some improvements and see if one of you can be champion in year 2. And that
I hope
includes
so.
Lily Denaya for Apex.
I hope so. I'm close, man. You're close. Ty's getting up there. I mean, there's so many good fighters here, man, and like just the community as a whole is great. I love our diversity, our interest. The SFC has been a great experience. I'm very thankful for this, for the league, for the people that are in it. So
Yeah, so do I here. And I don't want this league to die here. I just want it to progress, rise up, and get the SFC community to rise up and get their fighters made so they can see them fight and possibly win a title in their careers.
yeah. All right, guys, that's it for us. We are out of here. See